My name is Daniel Bisson, and I'm the game director of Tomb Raider.
When all seemed lost, I found a truth.
I think it was important because as we move forward, I think the industry becomes more and more mature. Okay, I remember I've been in the industry for a while now, and I can tell you that people are getting more interesting into real characters, into real, like, a lot of people are becoming fans of good stories and good characters. And I think good characters, and we all know that, are characters that has a lot of flaws and weaknesses, as much as good qualities and strength. And the old Lara had no flaws. She was almost perfect. She was almost like a Superman, and that's what we call her, Teflon. And the new one basically is more real, is more accessible, because she has these flaws, because she's vulnerable, because she feels weak at a certain point in the story. The difference between the two, if you play, you will see it. There's a difference between the two in terms of how we approach the direction, these pillars, these things there. The difference is that, like I was for Uncharted, like I was talking in my presentation, Uncharted is much more about explosion of sense. It's about memorable moments, about all these actions happening. The character stays the same. Drake is the same for beginning and the end, and there's some evolution, but what we wanted to do with Lara is a total transformation, and it's more about an implosion of emotions. We have some spectacles, we have some moments where it's about like explosion, things like that, but it's always about character defining moments. It's all about something that she will change her, because it's a failure, because it's something that makes her more vulnerable, because it's something that will change her and make her more hardened. The thing about Tomb Raider is also different from some of the other games on there, is that we have some moments where the experience is fairly controlled to tell the story, to show the emotional evolution of Lara Croft, where we see there's a transformation. But there's some moments we have what that we call hubs that are much more open, that the player can, because exploration is part of the core of the identity of the brand, and we have some hubs where the player can actually lose himself in there and explore as much as he wants. And these places are fairly big, and you can easily lose yourself in there. And I think these are moments where they are important, because the game is beautiful, and the game has a real sense of isolation. And these are the moments where the player can stop and just be in awe with the environment and say, hey, I want to just explore that. The team made a lot of research on the internet, books, everything that was released, all journals, everything, documentation, everything that could be found out on that. They explore a lot of the information. That was the little information that is available for that, and that is mostly the thing that the people did for that. We didn't went there because we don't want to be shipwrecked on an island somewhere and be tested to survive, But basically, I think a lot of people there did just research a lot for getting the theme right, having the feel right. So they've been researching, a lot of it. The first one we tried was pretty bad. It was not good at all. People were reacting like this sucks, because the enemies were so far. The first guy you actually killed was so far that there was no intimacy. There was no memorable moment. It was so disconnected. It didn't feel like a first kill. It was actually a place like it was very far. So what we did is that we brought the enemy much closer and much closer, and until we felt it was right. And the thing that happened is that it has to be almost like on top of each other. It had to, because the way it's like an accident. If you see an accident from far away, you won't feel it the same way as you are in the accident. When the accident happens in front of you, the same impact. So it had to be like that. So when we built the scene, we had some playtest, and people, the first time they reacted is when the guy, Vlad, was very close to Lara and was holding it. And also intimidation, and also, control. You felt like you were constrained, while like 2 minutes ago you were free to move and jump and things. So you feel like very constrained. So when you were actually using the simple inputs to fight back, it felt more rewarded. So the reason for the controversy for us was to the team was like, what's happening there? We were a little bit confused, because that was not the goal. It was not written that there's something happening there. It was just recreating a first kill, and it had to be very close to be as intimate as possible, so it feels like more real.